The Chris Watts case blew up nationally over 2 years ago. Many people still keep tabs on the case and believe there's more to this than we were first led to believe. Most simply can't understand how a man like Chris Watts could commit these crimes. I believe in order to have a better understanding of what happened, we need to go back in time. All the way back to the very beginning. Back to the childhood of Christopher Lee Watts. So today we're going to be talking about Chris Watts, the introvert. Chris Watts was born on Thursday, May 16, 1985, in Fayetteville, North Carolina. He was the second child born to Cindy and Ronnie Watts. He had one sibling, a sister named Jamie, who was 7 years older than him.
Now to my son Christopher, I have known you since the day you were born into this world. I have watched you grow from a quiet and sweet, curious child who Bella reminded me so much of.
As a child, Chris was described as shy and quiet, reserved and withdrawn, but he got along well with others and never got into trouble. He played sports from the time he was 5 years old up until he was 17. He loved basketball, baseball, and football. Chris's mother said he was a good kid. She said he didn't even rebel. He was the perfect teenager. Everyone talks about their dreams for their children, but I think I can safely say that there is only one that we parents have. We just want them to be happy. Of course, there is no bigger dream, and in many cases, nothing harder to achieve, and the difficult thing is that we really can't do one thing about helping them to be happy. That's mostly down to luck, I think. Our boys' luck ran out pretty early on. Chris was a really good kid. It's not just me who said so. Everyone who ever met and knew him said so too. He was very gentle and quiet and never caused us a single problem. He was an honor student who loved sports and made a nice life for himself in Mooresville, North Carolina. One of his teachers said he was the best student he ever had. He said the guy had a photographic memory. He knew chapter and verse everything you could ask him about NASCAR. In 2003, Chris won third place in a North Carolina Automobile Dealers Association competition. He was awarded a certificate along with a $1,000 scholarship to Universal Technical Institute. Chris's dream was to work his way up to be on a NASCAR team as a crew chief. His teacher said if he ever had a student who would be tremendously successful, it would be Chris Watts. He also said he never understood why Chris was so withdrawn. He was never much of a troublemaker and was very smart and respectful. But there was something very different about Chris Watts. He didn't seem to have the same social skills as the other kids his age. Chris always kept to himself. He was a loner. There is a word used to describe these types of people who prefer to be alone. They are called introverts. One thing I want to say before I get into what it means to be an introvert is that introversion is not a mental disorder. 33% of us are introverts. It is a perfectly normal and healthy personality trait. Some have made comments saying that Chris is a narcissist psychopath. That may be true. Me pointing out that Chris Watts is an introvert is not me saying that he didn't have any mental disorders. They are two very completely different things. Being an introvert is very different than just being a shy person. Shyness can be treated and improved upon over time. But experts say people who are introverted are born with it, and it mostly remains unchanged throughout their lives. They have a vivid inner world. They rely on their inner resources rather than turning to other people for guidance. In their private time away, they are able to concentrate and figure out their most intricate thoughts and feelings. Although they prefer to spend time in their rooms with their doors closed, this often makes them feel alone and isolated. They appear to be hesitant and cautious. They will stand back away from the action before entering into a new situation. They prefer to sit back and watch people rather than engage in conversation. They make decisions based on their own standards and feelings rather than following the crowd. They do not do things just to fit in. This can be an extremely positive aspect. They make their own decisions even when influenced by others. They are quiet and reserved and are not comfortable showing people their true selves. They may warm up to people, but this is done over a long period of time, and most will only show others only the parts of them that they want to be seen. Most only have one or two close friends. Everyone else they view as just acquaintances. They are often really good listeners. During conversations, they pay close attention to the other person and can easily recall what was said. They usually pause to search for words. They look away to gather thoughts when speaking, but make eye contact when listening. Socializing with others is challenging and will leave an introvert feeling exhausted and drained. They will need to step away for solitude and quiet reflection to recharge their energy. Too much time socializing might result in bad moods and possible meltdowns. Introverts only show you what they want you to see. I think this is true for Chris Watts. I don't think that anyone knew who he really was. All of the negative things about him, I think he kept hidden away. And that's why everyone is so shocked and have such a hard time believing that he did this, because he never showed anyone that side of him. It doesn't mean that that side of him doesn't exist. It's just where he's an introvert, he's not going to show anybody that part of him. He's kept it hidden away. Siblings usually tease their brothers and sisters, they typically aren't trying to be mean. It's meant to be funny. But introverts are very self-conscious and get extremely embarrassed over things you may think are no big deal. If they forget to do a chore or get in trouble for any reason, correct their behavior privately. If you scold them in front of others, they will be so embarrassed that they will want to curl up and die. Parents often think they are helping their child open up to people, but introverts are very uncomfortable if forced into speaking with people before they feel they are ready. Never demean a child for being an introvert. Telling them stop being so quiet or just go and talk to them will only cause them to become even more withdrawn. If an answer to a question is not given fast enough, you should never cut in and speak for them. Introverts need the opportunity to feel comfortable speaking to others, but they will never get it if someone is always doing it for them. These are only a few seemingly small things that can be done without even realizing, and can have a huge impact on a child. Being an introvert doesn't excuse anyone's bad behavior, nor is it a reason to put blame on another person for your own actions. Introversion, autism, personality disorder, none of these things is the cause for someone becoming a murderer. Chris Watts had an older sister, Jamie. She was popular and had a lot of friends. She was not an introvert like Chris. She was a rebellious teenager, but she had a more friendly and outgoing personality. Both my kids were born kind. It's just that Sarah never met a stranger in her life, and Chris, well, he liked people just fine, but he came out reserved and quiet just like his dad, and he stayed that way. He had a few close friends, and I guess if I wondered how it would go for him later, and I did because I'm a mother. Our daughter was so busy and overscheduled with friends and boyfriends and keeping AT&T in business and pushing our rules that it was hard not to notice the differences between them as teenagers. With Sarah, I knew she'd have her pick and pick right when she was ready, and she did. With Chris, I didn't know so much as hope for the best. He was so shy, in fact, that a girl had to ask him to the senior prom. So I think, if I can remember correctly, I guess I knew he'd have to meet a pretty outgoing girl to bring him out of his shell. Sarah was so popular that it could take her a good half hour or more after school to say goodbye to all her friends. Chris describes her as the exact opposite of him. He mentions his sister Jamie in his Wisconsin confession.
I was always, I never really talked to many people, so people knew who I was, but they didn't really, I never really spoke to many people. That's why I never really had a girlfriend in high school. I was always kind of like, just fly under the radar.
Did you feel like you had low self-esteem?
I won't say low self-esteem, it was just like, I didn't want to be part of like a group or a clique. I just I had a couple friends, I sat at the lunch table with them, and or sat out, they call it like the fish pond area, and just chilled out there. I didn't really want a whole lot of friends, just kind of like just close knit, and I just wasn't out there. I mean, like I said, people knew who I was, but it wasn't a matter of like I was popular or anything.
Can you attribute that to anything in your childhood? Why you were like
my
that?
sister was always the popular one. She was more like my mom, like more like outgoing, and like me and my grandma would always sit outside in middle school waiting for her to come out and pick her up, and she'd always be the last one out. She'd talk to everybody and all. And my grandma would always like, "Where is she at? Does she know we're waiting?" But I was just the opposite of her. And I was like, sometimes you have kids that are like the same, and some of you have opposite. Me and my sister were completely opposite. Maybe I just drew on that I didn't want to be the popular one. I wanted to be just just a regular guy.
This is about us, a group of ordinary people as we actually are, and not as those who think they know us or might wish us to be. They speculate about whether it was me or my husband Ronnie who is the psychopath, and whose horrible parenting, or genes, take your pick, or choose both, has twisted up our boy so bad that he was always destined to grow up to become a family annihilator. I mean, who knows, people on the internet call me a crazy possessive mother, and Chris seemed to allude to that a little bit in his first interview. My mom was a little hesitant. The detective jumped in. Yeah, losing her baby and all. He shrugged and smiled. I have to admit, I was a little taken aback by his answer, because this was just a few weeks after Shanann had written about me on Facebook, and she'd written a lot, saying, amongst other things, that Sarah was the golden child, and that Chris was always second. Sometimes you really can't win. The simple truth is that I have always been crazy about both our kids, and so is Ronnie. There's a good old-fashioned poem about this that I guess everyone could agree on. A daughter is a daughter all your life. A son is a son till he takes a wife. Chris said Jamie was like their mom. Jamie and Cindy were both extroverts. Most likely they didn't understand why Chris seemed so antisocial. Jamie said she always thought Chris was autistic, or at least on the spectrum, which is a pretty common thing. Did Chris feel misunderstood by them? Is that why some have said that he didn't have a close relationship with his mom? Speak up. Be more assertive. Don't take things so seriously. Come out of your shell. Get over your shyness. Were any of these things said to Chris by the people closest to him? Many introverts have painful childhood memories of being told to change who they are. Being an introvert is greatly misunderstood by extroverted people. Even though these things are seemingly very small things to others, for an introvert, they can be a very big deal. They carry a burden with them, feeling like it's an embarrassing secret that they must overcome. Since others are always pointing out their inability to open up to people, they start to believe they are not accepted for who they are. Introverts may start to believe that something is wrong with them. This will cause them to go against how they feel and try to socialize like normal people. They agree to things they normally wouldn't do in hopes that it will help them become normal. They seemingly never get to do what they want and choose to do for themselves. Then the introvert feels like he's being controlled by everyone around him. I believe Chris Watts may have felt like he was being controlled, but I think some people like Shanann or even Chris's mom may have just been trying to help him open up to people and not necessarily control him. Chris Watts grew up surrounded by extroverted people. His mom and sister most likely pushed him to do things before he actually felt comfortable doing them. I wonder if given the chance to ask Chris if he would recall instances in his childhood where he felt like decisions were always being made for him and feeling forced into doing things. I've always wondered if he really wanted to play sports growing up. Loving to watch sports is not the same as playing them. When you play on a sports team, you have to socialize quite a bit. You perform in front of large groups of people. You are sometimes put in a spotlight. Did he actually choose to play sports himself, or was this something that was pushed onto him in hopes to give him at least some social experiences? Of course, if these types of things were happening, they would have been done out of love, but when this pushy behavior comes from people who love you, it can definitely complicate things. Knowing that people have good intentions, it may be hard to express to them your feelings of having no voice. Instead of confronting them, an introvert will sometimes just sweep it under the rug, which is what I believe Chris Watts did. He allowed people to basically boss him around and refused to confront problems with how he was being treated. I believe this went on for years through his childhood and followed him into adulthood. I believe he got used to being told what to do, and this became a way of life for him. This is what he grew up around. This is what he was used to. He was comfortable having someone totally take control and make all of the decisions for him. Chris Watts ended up meeting and falling in love with Shanann. She had the same extroverted personality as his own mother and sister. She was outgoing, outspoken, and quickly stepped up in making decisions to create a good life for herself. This is what Chris was used to. This is the lifestyle he had grown to love. He would have a quiet, comfortable life with her. I never believed Shanann was as controlling as people have said. I believe she liked and wanted to control certain aspects of her own life, but I don't believe she was a full-on control freak. I'm curious if Shanann's ex-husband would describe her as controlling. Because I believe she only appeared to be controlling because her husband refused to take control. He easily handed every decision over to her. She basically had no choice. Someone had to run the household. Someone had to make decisions for the family, and Chris seemed to want no part in any of the family affairs. He gave Shanann all of the control. I don't think she took any control from him. He wanted her to have it. He wasn't comfortable having control over things, so he was happy to step to the side and have her make all the decisions. Growing up surrounded by extroverts caused Chris to become completely comfortable being controlled. But he then later began to resent feeling controlled. Feeling controlled is a problem because we are all born with and driven by a need for freedom, a need to make our own decisions and choices. When we are controlled, we are unable to make those decisions and choices freely and in accordance with our own wishes. He may have had this push-pull effect going on within himself, a feeling of being pushed towards extroverted, take charge type of people, and a feeling of knowing he was being controlled and not given a voice, and at the same time wanting to pull away from that feeling of being controlled. And so began Chris Watts' love-hate relationship with being controlled by the women in his life. Chris's favorite band was Metallica, and we know he Googled the lyrics to the song Battery right after he put his babies in an oil battery.
There was a lot to do about coming home and listening to that Metallica song. Have you heard about that?
I've heard of Metallica song that people have been, someone sent me lyrics to it called Battery.
Do you remember doing that?
That was Nikki Kessinger. She liked the song, or she just wanted to know what it meant.
Oh.
So that's
why you looked it up?
Mm-hmm. I just kind of looked at I didn't have the CD with me, so I didn't, I just kind of looked at the words a little bit.
And was that on the way home?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was just a different time?
That was a different time.
Okay, and so the media probably got a hold of that.
Because it says Battery.
Right, okay.
But it's like, it's more about like a family coinciding as a battery.
Okay.
Not like, hitting somebody.
Sure.
Yeah.
Why did Nikki want to know what it meant? Like, how did that come
I
up?
don't know. It was kind of strange. I mean, she's very into different types of music, and I mean, music I never really thought I'd ever listen to. And like, she got me into a few things there as far as music wise, but like Battery was something that she asked me because I knew Metallica pretty well. She just wanted to know, like, hey, what's the lyrics mean? I just looked it up just to look at all the words together and just put it in my head again, and that was it. It just made something out of nothing.
My husband is a Metallica fan also. When explaining my theory to him about Chris possibly feeling controlled by everyone, and also sharing that he loved Metallica, my husband said, well, that's not surprising, considering some of Metallica's songs are about control. So I started digging into the lyrics of some of these songs. I was shocked because some of the words eerily sound like they could have been written by Chris Watts himself. Although heavy metal has developed a bad reputation over time, there is no evidence that it causes an increase of anger, and many people claim that heavy metal actually relaxes them. I shouldn't even have to say this, but Chris Watts listening to heavy metal or his love for Metallica music had nothing to do with the murders, and heavy metal does not cause anger or any of the issues that Chris Watts had. But let's look at some of the lyrics of Metallica's songs. And as you listen to the words, imagine Chris Watts as this person who felt controlled. The lyrics seem like what he might say to the people who have been controlling him. Dear mother, dear father, what is this hell you have put me through? Believer, deceiver, day in, day out, live my life through you. Pushed onto me what's wrong or right, hidden from this thing that they call life. Dear mother, dear father, every thought I'd think you disapprove. Curator, dictator, always censoring my every move. Children are seen but are not heard. Tear out everything inspired. Innocence torn from me without your shelter. Barred reality and living blindly. I'm living blindly, sorry. Dear mother, dear father, time has frozen still. What's left to be, hear nothing, say nothing, cannot face the fact, I think for me. No guarantee, it's life as is, but damn you for not giving me my chance. Dear mother, dear father, you've clipped my wings before I learned to fly. Unspoiled, unspoken, I've outgrown that effing lullaby. Same thing I've always heard from you, do as I say, not as I do. Innocence torn from me without your shelter, barred reality, I'm living blindly. I'm in hell without you, cannot cope without you two. Shocked at the world that I see, innocent victim, please rescue me. Dear mother, dear father, hidden in the world you've made for me, I'm seething, I'm bleeding, ripping wounds in me that never heal, undying spite I feel for you, living out this hell you always knew. All within my hands, squeeze it in, crush it down, all within my hands, hold it dear, hold it suffocate. All within my hands, love to death, smack you round, and all within my hands, beware. Love is control, I'll die if I let go. Hate me now, kill all within my hands. Hate me now, crush all within my hands. Squeeze all within my hands, choke all within my hands. Hate me now, trap all within my hands. Hurry up and hate me now, kill all within my hands. All within my hands, take your fear, pump me up. All within my hands, let you run, then I pull your leash. All within my hands, under thumb, under myself, all within my hands, beware. Love is control, I'll die if I let go. I'll die if I let go, control is love, love is control. I'll fall if I let go, control is love, love is control. I will only let you breathe, my air that you receive. Then we'll see if I let you love me. Kill, 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 kill. Saint anger round my neck, Saint anger round my neck. He never gets respect, Saint anger round my neck. You flush it out, Saint anger round my neck. F it all and no regrets. I hit the lights on these dark sets. I need a voice to let myself go free. F it all and effing no regrets. I hit the lights on these dark sets. Medallion noose, I hang myself, Saint anger round my neck. I feel my world shake like an earthquake. Hard to see clear. Is it me? Is it fear? I'm madly in anger with you. I'm madly in anger with you. No more. The crap rolls out your mouth again. Haven't changed. Your brain is still gelatin. Little whispers, circles around your head. Why don't you worry about yourself instead? Who are you? Where you been? Where you from? Gossip is burning on the tip of your tongue. You lie so much, you believe yourself. Judge not, lest ye be judged yourself. Holier than thou you are, holier than thou you are, you know not. Before you judge me, take a look at you. Can't you find something better to do? Point the finger, slow to understand. Arrogance and ignorance go hand in hand. It's not who you are, it's who you know. Others' lives are the basis of your own. Burn your bridges and build them back with wealth. Judge not, lest ye be judged yourself. Out of my way, out of my day, out of my mind and into mine, into no one, into not one, into your step, but out of time. Headstrong, what's wrong? I've already heard the song before. You've arrived, but it's time to kiss your ass goodbye. Dragging me down, why you around? So useless, it ain't my fall. It ain't my call. It ain't my bitch. Yeah, it ain't my bitch. Down to the sun, down and no fun. Down and out, where the hell you been? Damn it all down, damn it unbound. Damn it all down to hell again. Stand tall, can't fall, never even bend at all before. You've arrived, but now it's time to kiss your ass goodbye. Dragging me down, why you around? So useless, it ain't my fault, it ain't my call, it ain't my bitch. No way but down, why you're around? No fooling, it ain't my smile, it ain't my style, it ain't my bitch, oh it ain't mine. Ain't mine your kind, you're stepping out of time. Ain't mine your kind, you're stepping out of time. Dragging me down, why you around? No fooling, it ain't my fall, it ain't my call, it ain't my, oh bitch, you ain't mine. Dealing out the agony within, charging hard and no one's gonna give in, living on your knees, conformity, or dying on your feet for honesty. Inbred, our bodies work as one, bloody but never submission, following our instinct not a trend, go against the grain until the end. Blood will follow blood, dying time is here, damage incorporated. Slamming through, don't F with Razorback, stepping out, you'll feel our hell on your back. Blood follows blood, and we make sure life isn't for you, and we're the cure. Honesty is our only excuse. Try to rob us of it, but it's no use. Steamroller action, pushing all. Victim is your name, and you shall fall. Blood will follow blood, dying time is here, damage incorporated. We chew and spit you out, we laugh, you scream and shout. I'll flee with fear you run, you'll know just where we come from. Damage incorporated, go. Damaged jackals ripping right through you. Sight and smell of this, it gets me going. Know just how to get just what we want. Tear it from your soul in nightly hunt. F it all and effing no regrets. Never happy ending on these dark sets. It's all for Damage Inc. You see, step a little closer if you please. Blood will follow blood, dying time is here. Damage incorporated. Sleep don't visit, so I choke on sun, and the days blur into one, and the backs of my eyes hum with things I've never done. Sheets are swaying from an old clothesline, like a row of captured ghosts over old dead grass. Was never much, but we made the most. Welcome home. Ships are launching from my chest. Some have names, but most do not. If you find one, please let me know what piece I've lost. Heal the scars from my back. I don't need them anymore. You can throw them out or keep them in your mason jars. I've come home. All my nightmares escaped my head. Bar the door, please don't let them in. You were never supposed to leave. Now my head's splitting at the seams, and I don't know if I can. Here beneath my lungs, I feel your thumbs press into my skin again. Halls of justice painted green, money talking. Power wolves beset your door, hear them stalking. Soon you'll please their appetite, they devour. Hammer of justice crushes you, overpower. The ultimate in vanity, exploiting their supremacy. I can't believe the things you say. I can't believe the price you pay. Nothing can save you. Justice is lost, justice is raped, justice is gone. Pulling your strings, justice is done. Seeking no truth, winning is all. Find it so grim, so true, so real. Apathy, their stepping stone, so unfeeling. Hidden deep animosity, so deceiving. Their stepping stone, so unfeeling. Hidden deep animosity, so deceiving. Through your eyes their light burns, hoping to find Inquisition sinking you with prying minds. The ultimate in vanity, exploiting their supremacy. I can't believe the things you say. I can't believe the price you pay. Nothing can save you. Justice is lost, justice is raped, justice is gone. Pulling your strings, justice is done. Seeking no truth, winning is all. Finding it so grim, so true, so real. Lady Justice has been raped, true assassin. Rolls of red tape seal your lips. Now you're done in. Their money tips her scales again. Make your deal. Just what is truth? I cannot tell, I cannot feel. The ultimate in vanity, exploiting your supremacy. I can't believe the things you say. I can't believe the price we pay. Nothing can save us. Guilty as charged, but damn it, it ain't right. There's someone else controlling me. Death in the air, strapped in the electric chair. This can't be happening to me. Who made you God to say, I'll take your life from you? Flashed before my eyes, now it's time to die. Burning in my brain, I can feel the flames. Wait for the sign to flick the switch of death. It's the beginning of the end. Sweat chilling cold as I watch death unfold. Consciousness, my only friend. My fingers grip with fear. What am I doing here? Flash before my eyes, now it's time to die. Burning in my brain, I can feel the flames. Someone help me, oh please God. Help me, they are trying to take it all away. I don't want to die. Someone help me, oh please God, help me. They are trying to take it all away. I don't want to die. Time moving slow, the minutes seem like hours, the final curtain call I see. How true is this? Just get it over with. If this is true, just let it be. Wakened by the horrid scream, freed from the frightening dream. Flash before my eyes, now it's time to die.